Awake in there? Yes. Okay, so tonight we will be reviewing Lifesavers, assorted flavor, 6-flavor jelly beans, and Starbursts. Jelly beans.
Original flavors.
Original flavors. We've also purchased a bag of long-awaited nerdy beans, but seeing as how the flavors do not correspond, it would be unfair to review them at this time.
Also, nerdy beans are sort of a specialty item that is
true.
Totally incomparable to actual jelly beans.
So the first thing you need to do is there are 6 flavors of jelly beans. They're all the same because they just are. I mean, what I meant to say. Each bag, each brand.
Lifesavers and Starbursts have decided to copy each other and present to the consumer an identical set of artificial fruit flavors.
Alright. I'm just arranging them here. I promise I'm doing something productive.
Are you going to tilt the camera down so they can see them? Actually, I don't know if it's capable of that.
I really hope it works. Alright. So yes, I have arranged them in rainbow order. Can you see? Can you see? I don't think you can. Nope.
No!
Well.
We should have glued them to a piece of paper to properly demonstrate.
Hang on, guys. I got this. Right. This is called
So
using
meta.
Apple products. Camera roll. Yes. Oh, I can see.
Wow.
As you can see, these are the same. Oh, you can't see because there's like that weird double screen effect going on. So yes,
there are reds, pinks, orange, yellow, green, and purple.
Yes, and they're intended to be flavors. Cherry, I assume.
Yes, cherry,
Watermelon?
strawberry, orange, lemon,
Yellow.
green apple, and grape.
Yes. And in the time-honored tradition of eating things from least favorite to favorite, personally, I will be starting with the yellows.
Yeah, I have to start with the oranges on this one.
Should we start with Starbursts or with Lifesavers?
Oh god, this is the big decision. If we were doing a proper taste
it
test,
would be
we would be blind,
and randomized, double blind.
But it still wouldn't work because they are slightly different textures and we would immediately know which was which.
We know our candy. Don't try to fool us.
I say we should start with whichever this one is. I think this is the Starburst.
Alright.
Wait,
So
no, now I've lost track.
No, yeah, I think it's the Lifesavers. The Starbursts stay Starbursts. Fucking fancy.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, Lifesaver. Lifesaver orange.
Alright, I'm going to start with Lifesaver Yellow. It's pretty small. And, irregular. I normally, when not for the sake of science, art, and social media, I prefer to not eat yellow things, so I don't really have anything to go on. But this tastes pretty lemon-like to me. The outer coating, very quickly blended in with the soft, chewy jelly portion of the bean.
Yeah, that's definitely a feature we've noticed of the Lifesavers jelly beans, is that they don't have an overwhelming crusty coating the way some jelly beans do.
Alright. Next we have our Starburst jelly bean, cleverly stamped with Starburst so that we don't mix them up. It is a lot, the sort of shellacky coating is definitely more panned than the whatever the other ones were. Yeah, they're not as sticky.
Mine, however, I was holding my jelly beans in my hand for a little while, and so they managed to get a little bit sticky. The Starbursts are less sticky than the Lifesavers, but with enough hand warmth, they did sort of lose that nice shiny outer coating.
I would say this definitely does not taste as yellow. I'm kind of or lemony or whatever. It kind of tastes like Augmentin, which I had to take 6 months of when I was little for chronic ear infections, because I don't really know why I didn't just get tubes in my ears, but yes. So that's what it tastes like. Probably why I don't like yellow flavored candy, but it definitely, there is a more distinct texture difference between the inner mush and the outer coating. And yes, I would say probably not as strong a lemon flavor.
I, on the other hand, thought the orange flavor of the Starburst was possibly superior to the Lifesaver. I'm realizing we probably should have matched up our colors.
It's okay. I think. Are we gonna only be backwards? Here, I gotta do. Let's switch our yellows and orange. Let's do our opposites.
Okay. Lifesaver yellow.
All right, orange again. This is so we don't have to mention this every time. Yeah, pretty much. The Lifesavers are kind of runty and irregular, whereas Starbursts have paid a little more attention to the aesthetics of their jelly beans, and so they're definitely more uniformly jelly bean shaped. Orange. Yeah, pretty orange. Tastes kind of like high C or something.
I think that, in general, artificial orange flavor is more uniform over all candy types and brands than any other flavor.
I would definitely agree with that assessment. Have to look that up. How they extract the orange flavor or
I think
whatever
that might be why I don't like orange things, is that I don't dislike the flavor, but I find it the most boring because it's so predictable. You know exactly what orange candy is going to taste like.
That's a very astute
some people might find that comforting and reassuring because it's so dependable. I like to have a little bit of an element of surprise in my candy consumption.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because it really does taste exactly like those dollar store orange slices.
Yeah.
It just tastes orange. All right, Starbursts.
I see what you mean about the Starburst yellow being less definitively lemony. I definitely concur with that.
This is definitely, I feel like the Lifesavers probably have a little more flavor in their outer crustiness, whereas the Starburst, you really have to kind of chew it for a little bit to release the flavor. Oh. So, yeah, but the orange, pretty identically orange. Alright.
No, I'm not sure I have a strong opinion about which comes next in this order of least favorite to favorite.
Well, I
might go with your choice.
I feel really conflicted because purple's my favorite color, but grape is not really one of my favorite flavors. So I think we're going to have to go with purple.
Okay.
Which is supposed to be grape, as you might have guessed.
Now, yeah, for me, grape might fall slightly later in the order, but it totally depends on the candy. And since for these, I don't know yet, so we'll just go with it.
So, Lifesavers grape. So for whatever reason, I have not tasted a lot of grape Lifesaver jelly beans, but I'm noticing that this grape one seems to be a bit stale-esque, firmer.
It might have been a fluke. Mine was pretty squishy.
But yeah, it tastes pretty grapey.
I feel like they were going for a more authentic, like, grape jelly sort of flavor with this.
And definitely, I could see that. But, yep. Also important to note.
I was going to say we should talk about our wine pairing here.
Cleansing our palate with the very stringent wine criteria of must cost under $5 and be found at Jewel, because that's where we were in our hunt for nerdy beans. So this is Pinot Grigio because that's my preferred wine based on the fact that it's the first wine I learned the name of and was consistently able to request.
That is a perfectly good reason to have a favorite wine, and I might agree with you on that one. It's just adult enough
Yes.
that people will not judge you for enjoying Pinot Grigio, but not like a real grown-up sort of wine that actually tastes bad.
Yeah, and leaf. Yeah. Also, it says over 500 awards won by Turning Leaf. So maybe we will make this the 501st best jelly bean critique palate cleanser wine.
Oh god! So we gotta
get
you remember-
Starburst jelly, black, and purple.
Yeah, we may have taken too long of a break and forgotten what the flavor.
All tastes fucking purple to me. I would say this is a bit tangier.
Yeah, more of a traditional artificial grape.
Yeah, definitely kind of almost Jolly Ranchery, I'd say.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I can't say. I don't think that Starburst makes grape Starbursts, so very interesting to see what they've done.
That's
So yeah.
That is an interesting observation. They also don't, that I know of, make. Oh, maybe they do make green apple ones. We'll come to those. But
I mean, like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's interesting because the Lifesavers, I think you can find Lifesavers in all of those flavors.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had purple Lifesavers.
Yes, definitely. They're definitely purple Lifesavers. It's the strawberry ones that I'm not sure about. But
all right, I think we should probably do either the pink or the red with the green in between.
okay.
Let's
Let's do pink.
okay, pink, which is supposed to be, what is it supposed to
Strawberry.
be? All right, strawberry.
I would probably have been happier if they chose to make the pink watermelon.
That would probably, yeah, strawberry and cherry, very similar, but it's like, I've noticed a trend that sometimes you'll either, there's kind of a divide between whether you want to make your watermelon green or pink color.
Yeah, this
So perhaps, so they've already got green apple, maybe they, didn't think to make strawberry as or watermelon as their pink choice, but
yeah, it is interesting because sometimes if you in a mixture that's like more tropical or like a berry mixture, sometimes they'll throw in a watermelon and make it green. So
because there's no green berries.
There are no green berries, and there are lots of different shades of pink and red berries. So to add a little, spice it up with the color, sometimes then they'll make watermelon green. But there's already such a divide about whether you make your green candy lime or green apple. It used to be everything was lime, and then I think there kind of started to be a fad of green apple.
I'm very happy with this development, not
Yes.
ashamed to. I would also like to point out the size difference between these two beans. This is the Lifesavers, and this is the Starburst. So you can see they're pretty significant size difference going on there.
I have, however, I think my yellow Lifesaver was quite large, and that's the real difference is that there's not a lot of consistency with the Lifesavers.
Yeah, they're definitely not as much. Yeah, see here, even just looking there, here's a really big yellow.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas the Starbursts are much more uniform in their size and shape. Alright, anyway. Strawberry.
Definitely tastes like artificial strawberry.
Very identifiable.
Yep. Again, I'm noticing this trend with the Lifesavers of the grainy outer shell being the main texture that you sense. Opposed to, really being able to say, oh, I've chewed through the crust, I've hit the gooey center. But
it's almost like there isn't really a separate outer shell. It's all just the same texture, and then they sort of tried to polish it so they wouldn't get too sticky, and it sort of failed.
No offense. All right.
The Starburst strawberry does taste remarkably similar to the strawberry Starburst.
I'm getting like a...
It's almost banana-y.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like, I don't know, you could make drink mix out of it or something. Very, sharp. I don't know.
I was thinking the opposite. I thought it was a little bit more bland, and I preferred the tanginess of the Lifesaver.
I think, there's a definite crunch to the shell that kind of, first, I don't know, maybe first you don't taste anything, then you taste a lot once you crunch the shell. Maybe that's what's, I don't know.
Right, we're almost through here.
Hey, look, we're down to Christmas colors. All right,
Yeah.
green. Tastes like green apple, I would say.
Although green apple is one of the least, like, if you gave a green apple flavored candy to someone who had eaten Granny Smith apples but never had artificial green apple, they would have no idea what flavor it was supposed to be.
They're pretty, green apple is a hard one to get right.
Yeah. It's the same with watermelon. Artificial watermelon is just a totally different flavor. It's not as if it bears any resemblance to the actual fruit. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that one.
Me neither. This one tastes kind of soapy. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noticing a blander.
And I feel like in general, the Lifesavers have been a little more satisfying in terms of tanginess.
Yeah.
And that's something I really value in my fruit candies, that it's like, it really goes for a sort of a complete flavor profile where it's a little bit sour. Not overwhelming, but it's got to have that, like, real pretend juiciness.
I have noticed that I'm a very texturally oriented person with my food. So, I think I can be easily swayed by the, I really do like, one of my favorite things about jelly beans is that very distinct crunch of the shell, and then you get the inside, and then, so, yeah, I would be pretty comfortable in saying I prefer the texture of the Starburst jelly beans, and maybe willing to overlook some lacking in the flavor department.
Interesting. Let's see if our last flavor here confirms that.
What's it supposed to be? Cherry?
Yeah.
That tastes like those little cherry lollipops that you get on Valentine's Day, and they're like all strung together with the white happy faces or hearts or whatever printed on them.
I'm actually disappointed that I left this flavor for last.
Yeah.
It's not really doing it for me.
It's pretty basic, but I will say it does taste just like Strawberry Lifesaver.
Strawberry Lifesaver.
Or cherry. Whatever it's supposed to be.
That's true.
It's bright red. Alright, last one, Red's Starbursts. Yeah, and this tastes very, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint what exactly it is, but there's a definite, you can tell which is the Starburst and which is the Lifesaver, because they taste like Red Starburst and Red Lifesaver.
And there's something comforting about that. I like some, continuity.
I do like to be,
brand.
Alright.
I definitely prefer the flavor of the cherry Starburst. Overall, much more satisfying, I think.
I would agree. It's kind of got a bit of a rounder note to it. Alright. Well, that was pretty good.
I'm still feeling pretty indecisive in terms of which bag I would choose now that I'm well informed. I do prefer the texture of the Starburst, but I think overall I'm happier with the flavor of the Lifesavers. So I would say choose depending on whether your jelly bean priority is in the texture or the flavor.
So I would definitely support that assessment, seeing as how I would probably be pretty comfortable in choosing Starburst, largely because I am prone to carrying things around in my pockets, and I can picture a lot less lint getting stuck to the Starburst jelly beans than the Lifesavers.
That is a very good practical way to look at it. Not something I would have considered, but very important.
All right. See you next time.